Just want to give a quick shout out to All Creek Concrete Placement LLC. You can reach them right online or by phone. You see it's on the screen right now. All Creek Concrete Placement LLC is for all of your concrete needs. I have used them. Great company, Ernie Carrillo, family owned, great place to go. Also, another sponsor that we've been happy to have around here is House of Barbers. Yes, sir. Sal and the crew up there, Route 9, right by Marist College and where Rhinebeck Savings Bank is, right there. Got a nice little spot to eat next door. So you get something to eat, get your hair cut and all that good stuff. Go see Sal, House of Barbers. Whether you need a fade, you need your hair dyed, you need craziness, you could go see the crew up there. They even got Allison out there, and she'll go ahead and hook you right up with a nice little cut. So House of Barbers and All Creek Concrete Placement LLC. Shout out the sponsors. So happy to have them this season. You know, it's the season finale, and we'd be remiss if we didn't give a special shout out to that crew right there. But without further ado, let's get into this finale, y'all. Let's go.
It's finally TV, but you don't need cable or sling to see me. Black on his soapbox, Gabe in his bag. Let out some real black ink, load the 9 with the mag. First take, the last take, we can juggle the top. Like a barber with the clips, the way we talk in the shop. And since life was like a movie, we gon' stick to the plot. That's why we sponsored by the brand and scrape the white off the top. Get it? That means we dope. So I'm money my brothers and sisters to stay woke. And we gon' lace the product with facts and straight jokes. The voice of the valley is here to spread hope. Supports a steep slope. They gon' have to let me cook. I don't know how to stop. From the culture to the music, anything else hot. Catch us every Tuesday once you step in the house. Cause all they really wanna know, what we talking about. I'm out.
Ooh, and here we go. Another episode of What We Talking About.
Yo, what's going on, party people? You know what it is already. It's a Tuesday in November, the 12th to be exact. It's the What We Talking About podcast brought to you right here on Finally TV. Make sure you catch it Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube live every Tuesday. This is the season finale. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to get into a little bit of that. I'm going to let y'all know. We're going to do a little recap of the year right quick. We're going to talk maybe about some future plans. We got to talk about what's been transpiring in the last, couple weeks. We were away for election day. So, we haven't said our piece about any of that yet, So I'm sure we got some thoughts we want to share with y'all. And I'm not alone today. Of course, we're going to have co-host extraordinaire, co-creator, King Blakout in the building. But it is dope for me to take a moment and just recognize y'all always tapping in, always saying what's up, whether you listen on streaming platforms or you're right here live with us or you're watching on YouTube or the replay on Instagram. Wherever you catch this thing, I am so appreciative that you do so. And we're going to be rewarding people a little bit more. There's going to be some more stuff to get engaged with the platform. We have some merch coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. And without further ado, we're going to bring in Mr. King Blakout himself. What's going on, Black?
Y'all niggas hear me, man?
A little bit. You sound far away.
Do you hear me now?
Do y'all hear him good? Not as good as me, right?
Yeah, facts. I don't like this. I don't like this with me, bro.
I think that might.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like that? Go. Yeah,
right,
there you go.
Bet.
There you go. What's your good evening? What's up? Yep.
So, like, all my friends got PlayStations and shit.
Me too.
I got one, but like Xbox is better.
Says you.
Right. So I was hitting niggas up like, y'all trying to play some zombies, and niggas was like, "Oh yeah, we ain't even bought that yet." And you know what I said, bro?
What?
Oh, because on Xbox, Call of Duty is free. Yo, I be killing all the bad guys. For freezies, nigga, get you an Xbox, gang. What's up with y'all niggas? Pay for no Call of Duty? Like a peasant? Man. What's up with y'all?
I don't know what it is. It's just like iPhone and Droid, man. At this point, you're either a PlayStation head or you're not. Now you have both systems, and you still like the Xbox better. So,
now, I shouldn't say better, but go ask your question though. Go ahead.
I want to see, is there a functionality of the Xbox that makes it better as a media center than the PlayStation? Because I find that the PlayStation is not only a powerful gaming tool, but the media center aspect of it is very easy, you know.
So here's what really happened, and it's not as exciting as talking shit about another console, right? So you remember when that PS3 came out? Because I've been PlayStation, PS1, PS2. They was them niggas, right? My PS2 got a whole lot of work, right? But when that PS3 came out,
good, Chris.
Remember they was like, give me $700, you could buy this. And then when you gave them all the money, they ain't had no games. Do you remember that? Do you remember the PS3 version of John Madden Football?
Yeah, of course.
Had no commentary, bro.
Of course.
The game wasn't even finished. There was no comment. Imagine playing, there was no music. Imagine playing Madden Football and there's no commentary. Just turn the volume off and just play. It ain't the same, is it? So when I realized that Madden was broken, I took my PlayStation and traded it in and got an Xbox. And I think a lot of people around that time either did that or they just got a 360 because the PS3 was way more expensive. There wasn't no games because it was hard to develop for because it wasn't on Windows-based architecture. So that's when they really that's when they won a generation. They got the most sales, all that kind of shit for Xbox 360. So that's when I went over. And that's also when I started building up my friends list and playing online games because there was online in the PS2 era, but not really. You know what I'm saying? Not really. It was really that PS3, Xbox 360 era where online came into play. So not only did I get a 360, I started playing Call of Duty online. I started playing Battlefield online. I started playing all my online games on the Xbox. So that means that's where I built my friends list, right? It just so happened to be that's the time that you switched over. That's the time when online became popular. Xbox Live was a thing. You feel me? And I built my friends list on the 360. So while I like both consoles, when I'm playing a multiplayer game, I play on the Xbox because that's where my friends list is. Now I know you can do crossplay. But it's not the same because you can't do cross party. Like I can't party up with my PS friends and then join the game together. You see what I'm saying? So like if they brought that, boring. I'm sorry. If they brought that and let me play with my friends on the other console, I would do so.
Fuck your friends.
See how you do, bro? You're not a good person right now.
Fuck your friends. Listen, he don't play PlayStation because he don't want to get his ass handed to him in Madden. That's the real truth when it comes down to why Blackout, King Blackout at that, does not play on the PlayStation because he know if I ever jump on my PS5 and I see King Blackout has joined, is now online, he knows he don't want this smoke, y'all.
You sure how you see y'all how I gave a very, very grown up response to his question? Why do I prefer my Xbox over my PlayStation? And I simply answered the question. And he got to make it some childish smoke. Here's the reality. You see that white spaceship over there. You want to get drugged any day of the week, bro? Pull up. You know the vibes.
Smoke you. All right. So listen.
You know the vibes. What's up?
It's the season finale, my guy. We are here. Yo, Chris, don't ever call me out in public again, son. All right. Check your DM.
Got you. What you sipping on, bro?
Yo, I got today. I'm hitting that Captain and Ginger today. It's the season finale. It's 34 episodes in. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna see Blackout for about 4 months. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
I will see you soon, though. We're doing the battle of the podcast. Yo, what's going on, Rock? You know they changed the date on us.
I did not. I didn't get that.
11/27 now.
That's what's up.
Monster in the building. What's going on? Rockin' Monster in the building. What's up?
What I'm trying to understand is like, why we can't just do what everybody else do?
What's that?
Why we can't do like a check-in in December or check-in in January? Like we can do the more like them episodes. You feel me? We could do that. You just will never be available, bro. You be busy.
I can. Oh, look at you. Wow, you sound great, bro. Let me tell you.
Crispy.
What's going on? I want to say shout out to everybody watching on Instagram and YouTube right now. I appreciate y'all. Remember, if you're on Instagram, you want to join the conversation, please hop over to Facebook or YouTube, Finally TV. You'll see us live right there and you can join the conversation. Otherwise, sit back, relax, and listen to the next hour or so. It does cut off about an hour though, and we're going to keep going further than that. But like I said, it is November 12th, bro. We man, I got a good recap for this year. So what do you want to do first? You want to talk what's going on in the world, or you want to talk recap first? How you want to juggle this today? You want to do topics first?
I mean, how long is the recap?
The recap's pretty lengthy. We should end it with the recap.
All right, let's talk about what's going on outside and
all right. Well,
how the sky's falling.
Yeah, the sky is falling. Depending on who you talk to, the sky has fallen, right? So let's go with election. That's the big elephant in the room that I'm sure people would love to hear our take, at least on a high level, on the perspective on how we view what's going on. So, election day happened. We all know it went down. It was an ass whooping. There's no other way to describe that. You know what I'm saying? It was early. It was early and often, you know what I'm saying? As some football coaches have said in the past, man, it was a relentless thrashing of one side.
Why do you keep adding descriptors, bro? What's up with you?
Because it was crazy, man. Like we had both said, Black, that we saw a path where Donald Trump could win the whole thing. We both said that. So it's not that he was going to win. It was just the fashion in which it was happening live, like right there in front of your face. Like, holy moly, and I know like the swing states took a little bit longer to come in. And I had been like, just went to sleep early. I think we know who got this. But when those swing states happen, I can only imagine what people felt like, man. You're watching it. I know you were into it, Black. How'd you feel watching it? How do you feel that you got to digest it for a week now?
Oh shit, man! I was in the bed like 9:30. What you mean?
I know. Well, we had to work, and it was over early.
Oh boy! All right, hold up. Let me get it right. Hold up, y'all. Hold up.
Shout out to Rock, man.
Shout out Rock, yo. Tee it up for me one more time. How do I feel about what?
How did you feel watching it? Like when it was going down and like you get home from work, you pop the news on to see where everything's at, you know what I'm saying? And, it took a little bit for things to come in, but right about that 7:30 mark, things started popping in. How did you feel? I love you, Chris.
First, the first thing popped in my head was, this is really a dumb way of doing this. The polls that closed. Now, if our democracy was actually a democracy, this wouldn't be so bad. But the polls don't all close at the same time,
right?
And where they close tend to be states that are red. The fact that I don't know, 40 states realistically don't shift one way or the other. It's kind of ridiculous if you just think about how entrenched we are as a society. So the first few batches of states, they always go red, and the Republican candidate always takes lead. And if you don't believe me, just go look at the past elections. Look at the last 40 years. It's not a real lead. It's just the order of them being able to count the ballots.
It's the beginning. Yeah, I get
from
it.
east to west. So the Republican candidate always jumps out 80, 90 electoral votes ahead. So in my mind, I'm like, this is a dumb way of doing this. Just because from that fact alone. So you really got to wait until like 10:30, 11 before anything starts to happen worth a damn, right?
Right.
10 o'clock minimum. Watching the early returns come in, I said to myself, ain't no way they're going to let this woman win, let alone a black one. I've been saying this for the longest. I don't think she was a strong candidate. I don't think she was well liked. She didn't win a primary for the presidency, right? So no way she had the support necessary to win the presidency against somebody as popular as Donald Trump. So I didn't have this real, I don't know, guttural feeling about what I was watching. I just kind of knew that if she was going to win, there was going to have to be a massive turnout of women, and probably about the abortion stance, and nothing else. I don't think people really leaned into her politics. They didn't really feel like she was her own person. She didn't really resonate with folks. I thought either to be a bunch of women saying protect my right to choose, or if that didn't happen, Trump was going to win. So sorry, I didn't have a real guttural reaction initially.
Yeah. And I think that's fair. Having a week to digest it all and just kind of take it in and see it for what it is. You know, I'm always gonna say, I say this all the time, and sometimes, you know, I think I get judged for it, you know what I mean? But it's okay, because I still feel there's, even if it's not completely true, it's somewhat true in that whoever the president is, what I do, how I make my living, how I move every day, whether it was Republican or Democrat, I didn't move differently. It was the same. I moved the same way. I made the same money. I got the same raise. I got, everything was the same, so like.
I get the point. That's not true though, but I get the point. I get the sentiment. I get the feelings behind what you're saying, but that's absolutely not true, Gabe.
So from your perspective, so like now I'm looking at it and I'm like, it is what it is. I can't personally change this. So like, if you stand here and just want to stand on a soapbox and say how much you hate this and this is stupid, that's really not going to change anything. So now I'm in this mode where it's like, all right, just bunker down, do what you got to do, like you've been doing, and just see the world around you for what it is and see what comes out of this whole thing. There's no, what else are we going to do? You have this massive uprising. I don't think that's going to work right now. I don't even know if the right numbers exist to do that right now. So like, I'm just like, yeah, let's go. All right, fuck it. This is what you guys wanted. Let's go. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I feel about it right now. I'm not mad at a Trumpster. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like, sad that Kamala lost. I felt like that she was put in a pretty, uphill battle right from the jump anyway. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's kind of how I feel about it, Black. How you feel about Donald Trump being president-elect?
I don't got no feelings about that. I would say overall how I feel about this. Joe Biden got, I'm gonna go round up slightly, 75 million votes in 2020 when he won. Kamala got, I'm around a little bit, 60 million. That's a 20% loss of votes. Do you know that those 15 million votes didn't go to Trump? He actually made less. He actually had less votes than he had in 2020 when he lost.
That the election that you're speaking of, though, is an outlier over the last like 4 or 5 elections, though.
Sure.
That's the crazy part. Like, where did those come from and where did they go?
Well, here's what I'm getting at. I just don't think people like her.
Yeah.
Like if the votes swing one way or the other, that says I don't fuck with you. I fuck with that candidate. For 20% of the people that voted for this party 4 years ago to be like, I'm not even going to vote. I can't in good conscience vote for the other side. So I'm just not going to vote. Hold up, Gabe. Think about this. 1 in 5 people who voted Democratic last election cycle said, I'm just not going to vote. 1 in 5. I'm just not going to vote. I don't like her. A damn sure ain't vote for Trump. I'm just not going to vote.
I feel you. And while I would just agree with you outright, I have to throw in the caveat of I don't dismiss what I'm saying to you, though, about where did these 15, 16 million voters come from and where did they go?
Well, bro, we have 350 million people in this country. So the whole conspiracy shit about them being fake votes is a bunch of garbage. I'm telling you exactly where the votes went, right? So about half of the country votes.
But why did they come out? Why did they come out that election is my question.
Because we had Trump.
And they didn't want Trump, you're saying?
They didn't want Trump again. So we went to Biden. We went to Biden with the largest voting turnout in the history of presidencies.
Right.
So
and
like
it was like 75, 76 million.
Correct. So they didn't want that. I'm saying that yes, people could have doubled down and tripled down and said we don't want Trump again.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so apathetic towards her that people just stayed the fuck home.
Yeah.
I'm not voting for this side, and I'm not voting for this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. And that's still the country has spoken at that point, right? Because like what Monster's saying is true too, man. I don't dismiss the fact that there's people in this country that can't fathom having a woman for president, you know, and I think that's a real thing. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? For me personally, I would definitely vote for a woman. Like I wouldn't discriminate that part of it. You know what I mean? But I know for sure.
I said that at the top, like
people will though.
Vote a woman in, especially not a black woman. You kidding me?
Yo.
You kidding me? Kidding me?
So let's just play nice and say what you're saying is true, that they just hated Trump so much that 15 million people out of nowhere decided I'm going to vote this time.
I don't call it out of nowhere.
It was out of nowhere because if you look back at the numbers, Black, it's the only outlier for like a long time, percentage wise. A long time.
It's not the same people that vote every year. So if you can just consider this, 5 to 7 million people every election cycle are new voters.
Right. Okay.
So people dip in and dip out based on what's happening in their lives.
Sure.
Remember, every 4 years, you got a whole new group of people who can vote for the first time.
Sure.
You got lapsed voters who I ain't voted in the last 2 cycles because whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm going to vote now. Like, that's a thing. So if you got 350 million people here, and let's just say 225 million are adults, let's just give you that number. Right? So about a third of the people who can vote don't vote, which is not the worst.
No.
You feel me? But about a third.
It's better than
don't vote.
It's better than less than half, for sure.
Sure. But out of that 60, 70, 80 million people who don't vote, how many of them can't vote? How many felons? How many people who move, don't have addresses? How many homeless people? Like, so I don't look at it like phantom voters came out of nowhere to vote in Joe Biden because he was such a strong candidate. I feel like people were activated after seeing Trump already win. They didn't come out the first time and being like, I don't want that. And then you have a pandemic, right? You have inflation through the roof. People that are apathetic and apoplectic about what's happening in the country, the energy's gone. And like I said, they're not going to vote for the other side because that's not what they believe in. They just don't like her. So you're choosing by not choosing. Yeah, that's the fallout. But it wasn't like, to me, this big upswing of mystery voters. Now, what I will say is the big difference in those numbers going up on the other side of the aisle.
You're talking about 2020 right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Are Spanish voters. They have completely shifted what voting looks like in this country.
It's a large population.
It's more Spanish people than black people in this country now. Yeah, we are now the minorities. Spanish folk make up 18% of the population. I think we're at like 13. Yeah. It's completely shifted things, and you're seeing it in the Electoral College. You're seeing it in the Florida, bro. Used to be a blue state. 30 years ago it was a blue state, bro. You feel me? And then it began to swing and teeter, and then it just fell off the map. And now it's just red, bro. When Florida votes came in, the polls closed at 8, right? 8:01. Florida's for Donald Trump. When the fuck has that ever happened in the history of presidential elections that Florida got called like this? In 2000, right, with Gore and what's your boy name, right? Baby Bush. That shit took 5 years to get the votes in. They had a recount. Florida just red now, bro. It's just red.
It's true. I forgot about that.
So like funny. It literally took a minute and it was like, nah, Florida red.
Because it was embarrassingly clear that it was a Republican vote overall. You know what I'm saying? Because like they were explaining too that when they're calling this shit on TV, it's not even really official. You know, it's an educated guesstimate of the result. You know what I'm saying? So like they always leave that room for error on the broadcast, you know. And I didn't really know that. I thought they were taking like the real numbers and shit, but they were just taking the guesstimates. But anyway, it's a new day.
Joey made a point. Male Latino voters don't vote for females, but then how did Mexico end up with a female president? My point about Latinos and their voting had nothing to do with gender. You may be conflating 2 points. The Latino males are voting for Trump. They're not voting against Kamala. There's a difference. I didn't say it had anything to do with sexuality.
That's why I said what I said, that I would vote for, you know what I'm saying, a woman. I would.
Yeah, they're voting for Trump, not against Kamala. There's a difference.
Right. And to Vanessa's point here, where she was saying she had a lot of celebrities endorsing her and still got slaughtered, it was embarrassing. I say that, and I think a lot of people kind of agree with me because I've seen the sentiment across different media platforms, is that it was almost like she tried to lean in too hard with the way she was doing all that, you know, and like it was all like I guess forced, like
what was she supposed to do? Like 100 days.
107 to be exact. That's crazy. Yeah.
For a campaign. She had no choice but to like exaggerate herself. Like if we did this show and it was like a 24-hour long show, I'd be a lot more reserved. But that's not that interesting, is it? Like I got 90 minutes. I got 77 minutes. So a lot of it's gonna be loud and boisterous and in your face. Like that's the show. Yeah. How does she get you to even have any feeling about her if she don't do something?
Right.
100 days.
Right. You know what I didn't like about the whole Kamala thing, and I've been very like neutral with this whole thing and just kind of trying to take it in because I wasn't overly impressed with either one of them. But I will tell you that I didn't really like it that much that she didn't address her crowd at the end of her night when she left. I think she was at Howard, and like she had a big crowd outside, and she sent her peoples out there to tell them, yo, just go home. We figure this out in the morning type of deal. I ain't gonna lie, man. I felt a little type of way about that. You know what I mean?
It was getting late. And at that time, we didn't know where Pennsylvania was going to lean. We didn't know where the swing states were going to go. I can understand at 11 o'clock. It's like, I'm not going to have y'all out here until 3, 4 in the morning.
No, yeah. But come out yourself, though.
They never do that until they either concede or speak.
I would have came out there.
Almost every one of these elections like this that have been televised, there's always a representative that comes out and speaks on their behalf. They don't show up until they've won or they've lost. And we've had plenty of counts going to the night, and that person has come out and said, "We'll see you in the morning." That's how it always works. This is not new.
Maybe if it's not new, I just didn't like it. Don't do that. Generally speaking, then you know.
But I get it.
But
here's what I would say, bro. I remember when Baby Bush won, and people thought the end of the world was coming.
Yeah,
and it didn't. Now we went to war.
Yeah.
Went to a few wars.
Yeah,
got blued up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Shit happened. I remember when Obama won, and people was like, "Where the fuck did this dude come from?" 4 years ago, he was a junior senator from Illinois. Who is he? And now he's the president.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the world continued on. The first Trump presidency. Oh shit! This fucking clown. Don't know how to govern. He probably didn't, right? But there are lots of really smart people in really smart positions making decisions. Whether they lean left or right is irrelevant to the point that they do know how to write laws and pass shit and to get things done. They do know how to. The president doesn't unilaterally just make decisions for the country like that. Trump is the president-elect. This country voted for him. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Will we go into hell in the handbasket because of it? No. There's only so much, even with the politicism of the role, there's only so much you're gonna let somebody do. To the point of, I just went and watched Civil War 3 months ago, and we did this, right? About a president who had a third term, Ron Swanson. Love that guy. And how the country basically fractured and went to overthrow him, right? He may be able to do some shit, have an impact on the country that far outlives his life. But he's not going to turn us into a kingdom. The military is not going to follow him doing that. The Secret Service is not going to follow him literally shitting on the Constitution and turning it into a little kingdom. It's not going to happen. So it'll be what it'll be. And in 4 years, people who don't like what happened, you go out and you exercise your right to vote. As a matter of fact, in 2 years, when the House and the Senate are back up, you go outside and you fucking vote. And the governors, they come up to do it, and you fucking vote.
Right.
You don't affect change, and you can't bitch and moan and complain when 1 out of 5 people didn't even vote. And 4 years ago, y'all voted. That doesn't go down. We didn't. It's that 4 to 5 million new voters is a net positive of people that die, and people who are now over the age of 18.
It's a little. It could be a little bit more exaggerated to be closer to the actual because of COVID, though.
5 million people did not die from COVID.
No, I know, but it was a large number, though.
It wasn't even 100,000 people. So relatively speaking, like
they were all Democrats.
That's crazy. It's a very small number, and compared to the population,
right? Because the worldwide number was like 1 million something.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, man, that's the election. Just don't get crazy out there, y'all. Do what you normally do. Strive to be the best you can be. Provide for your families. You know, knowledge of self and all that good stuff, man. That's what you need to be doing.
Cherry on top. Cherry on top. I hope he do have that shit he say he gonna do.
Me too. Fix the shit.
You know what I mean? If you're getting us out of fucking Israel and getting us out of, you know what I mean, weird ass wars, do that shit.
Because that's what Monster's concerned.
Inflation, do that shit. You gonna clean up the borders and stop the bloodletting of benefits that we give out to illegal people? I don't mind. Now, I don't want people to be attacked. I don't want people to have their homes raided. I don't want you to go around every brown person stopping frisking them and shit. Like, I think that shit is whack. But if you catch people crossing the border illegally, or if you catch 20 niggas living in one room and they're illegal and you catch them, like legit catch them, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with you making it a harder process to get into the country. I'm fine with you putting up a verbal wall and just saying that you must come through the asylum process or the immigration process the correct way into the country. I'm okay with all of that. I'm okay with all of that. You gonna fix it? Fix it. And if you give your friends tax breaks along the way, that's been the price of doing business since I've been in this country. That ain't gonna change. Y'all was doing that shit before you became the president. You'll be doing it once you out of here. So if you're gonna fix some shit, fix it. I'm all for it. Fix it. Matter of fact, you know what? Make Social Security solvent for the next 50 years. I'd like to retire and get my check.
Facts.
You feel me? Because that shit's gonna be gone in 10 years. One more thing, Trump. Can you please help with climate change? Have you seen the hurricanes and the storms and the fucking heat? Did you see last week it was 80, 40, 60, 77, 52. One fucking week. We live in New York State. We shouldn't feel that in November. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
you know
not supposed to.
So whatever's clever. At the end of the day, bro, if you're gonna make this world function better, do that shit.
U.S. COVID deaths were 1.2 million Black, so you stand corrected. But Monster's point was what we're saying. Like, do what you say you're gonna do, because he don't want to see World War III. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, this, it could be crazy out here because you got like an egomaniac. You know what I mean? So like, I would like to see him do the good shit he's gonna do. I'm just bracing for shit. Personally, Joe says, personally, I just wanted T-Rump to go away because I was tired of the complaining, lies, idiotic speeches, and hearing about how he goes on golfing vacation every week that ends up costing us money. I hear you, man. But we got 4 years of this now, so we're gonna hope for the best.
Now, this is an adjacent topic. I'm sorry that you weren't prepared for this, Gabe, but it's adjacent. I did want to speak on this. Black John Wick. I know who Donald Trump is. People might think I'm lying when I say this, but I'm saying this wholeheartedly, and I hope that this don't come to fruition or this speaks true in the future. I'm actually afraid of JD Vance. I swear to God. That man terrifies me.
Why?
He terrifies me.
It's interesting.
No, seriously, dude.
I'm listening.
He terrifies me. Like, it's one thing to know, like, where somebody stands and they're consistent about where they stand and what they stand on, what that business look like. You know what Trump is.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know what the fuck JD Vance stand on?
No,
You ever seen a 39-year-old vice president before?
I don't think so.
It's fucking young, bro. That's fucking young. They're normally 48, 49, about right around there. 50s plus.
50 something. Yeah.
39 is young as shit. And this is somebody who a few years ago was critical of Trump and is now the little small Trump mouthpiece. And listening to this man talk and give interviews and talk about these topics, this is one disrespectful ass person. Because the way he talks, it ain't even about policy. He just sounds like an entitled asshole. Like Trump may sound a certain kind of way when he's speaking his rhetoric, but he does feel how he feels. I don't know how the fuck JD Vance feel, because all he do is talk shit to people. And he's 39. That age thing might not mean nothing to a lot of people, but I want you to think about, like, there's a reason why we don't let children run the country.
Correct.
You feel me? You need some experience doing something before you're in a position of great power like that. And I'm telling you, something about JD Vance doesn't sit well with me. I swear to God. And I was saying when Trump win, I was almost like, yo, you also vote for JD Vance. And I hope that this 79-year-old president don't die in office. I don't want to see JD Vance as the president at 39 or 40, where the fuck he'll be when it starts, years old. I don't want to see it. I don't know who that guy is. I don't know what he stands on. I don't know his actual policy or beliefs. I don't know. And that's scary. And I think people should be afraid of that.
Interesting take, man. I was sleeping on him. I'm not going to hold you, but I will say something that you said was that, he's 39 years old, and I'm thinking back on my own life. I was a much different person 10 years ago. I mean, my thought process changes as you mature and go around the sun a bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I can see 38-year-old Gabe wilding.
Imagine you being the president at 38, bro. Like the shit I be doing, all the blowjobs I be getting in the White House.
No.
I wear Bill Clinton t-shirts every day to work.
Shout out Angie. That would not be me.
Relations with this woman.
Yo, shout out to everybody watching. Let me remind everybody that this is the season finale, man. Like, y'all hearing us have this conversation, we love having it with y'all. Appreciate Monster in the building. He's always contributing when he's here. Sports teams are back to getting McDonald's at the White House. I like it. Angie saying, I wonder what Trump thinks about Melania news being circulated again. He don't care. 1,050%.
That's how he found her.
Yeah, he don't care. That part he don't care.
Yeah.
He don't care. He's like, good. Does it look good? Is it a good picture with the red panties or no? Oh, okay. Like, so
I feel bad for her.
The scrutiny that she gets, bro.
I don't think she's a bad person.
I know. She never did that to me.
Yeah. I mean, just like I said before, listen to her talk. And when she disagrees, she speaks up. Right. To me, at least when listening to her talk, she doesn't come across as a bad person. It's kind of like, this might be a weird, funny comparison. I don't mean it to be funny, y'all. Like Kim Kardashian, before I actually listened to the things that she cared about, you prejudge people and you have a certain thing in your mind about who they are. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then, like, if you actually knew the things that are important to Kim and the things that she does and the charity and the activism and all the shit she does behind the scenes that people never talk about, it's quite impressive, dog. Like, she... for all the dumb shit and how she got on doesn't even matter. She actually be putting in work behind the scenes for a lot of people. That's quite impressive as a person. And she's intelligent. Like, if you listen to her talk, she's a smart woman. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, Trump is no dummy, and I don't think he would solely have a just a trophy wife. I think he would.
I was talking about Kim being smart. Sorry. I was talking about Melania. I think Donald Trump would have a trophy wife.
He would. No, I mean, I think he's got trophy things all across the world, but I think the person that he has to be attached to, I don't think he wants that person to be like a big dummy. I don't think he wants that. But yeah, man, that's my take. That's your take on it. you know, I'm sure we'll have much more to talk about in the future about all this stuff. But yeah, man, the country has spoken. Let's see. Let's go. So
President
as
Gabe.
the what's that?
That's the president.
That's the president.
That's your president.
It's your president. You're the one who voted. You voted that. You made that happen.
Come on, bro.
You know, as the world turns, things happen, and stupid things are happening in the city. And I've been saying this for a couple years now, how like there's just like these weird, like kind of like senseless acts of violence, like physical violence. Not even like like a lot of shootings, of course, because people are dumb, but like, you know, people getting hit for no reason and smacked and hit to the ground and shit like that. You know, you should be respecting your elders, and I just don't understand sometimes. Like there's context to everything, and you put yourself in certain situations and scenarios. I guess you're exposing yourself to the bullshit that comes with it. But how can you be in your home hood of Brooklyn, New York, and be Buckshot Shorty and get jumped in your own hood, man, and fucked up? Like they fucked that man up and put him in the hospital on some fucked up shit. Like everybody hoping he gonna get better. But have y'all heard about Buckshot Shorty getting jumped in Brooklyn? Did y'all hear about this? You hear about that, Black?
Gabe, who's Buckshot Shorty?
Oh, come on, man. All right, so Buckshot
Gabe, I don't
Shorty.
assume that all of our audience is 40 years old. So like
listen, Buckshot Shorty is an MC, rapper, producer from Brooklyn, New York. He was down with the Boot Camp Clique. He started out with a crew called Black Moon.
What's a Boot Camp Clique?
Boot Camp Clique was a faction of different hip hop acts from Brooklyn, New York.
Can you just tell me why I would know him? What's his song?
Who Got the Props? Who Got the Props? 5FT, Evil D, and Buckshot. Do you know that song?
Gabe, you're not doing this for my benefit. This is for the people. What's the song that somebody under 40 would know? What's the artist he's associated with that we would all know today?
That you would all know today?
Under 40, sure. Shouldn't know who this person is.
I don't know who he will be associated with right now. You have to be ahead, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know who Buckshot Shorty is, then do your homework, man. Wow, what you want me to do? He's a legend in hip hop. So what's up, Shot? He's a legend in hip hop. So if you don't know who Buckshot Shorty is, go do your homework. But he's an MC from Brooklyn. I'm hoping he gets well. Apparently this was just a dispute over some what do they call people? Squatters who live in like dwellings that are, you know what I'm saying, vacant. So he has some property out in Brooklyn. Apparently he went there to check on the property, found people living in it, told them, yo, get up out of here. They didn't leave. He called the cops, like, I got squatters in my spot, get them out of here. He starts walking the streets, and all of a sudden he gets called a snitch because he called the cops on the squatters. So that's what set off the whole thing. Buckshot gets beat up, gets put in the hospital over this. And, there's still people that at large, one person that was caught. But shout out to Buckshot Shorty, man. I hope you get home safe and healthy, because that's kind of crazy.
Is that crazy?
It is crazy, man. Like, I don't understand why young boys out in the city are wilding like that, man. Like, why would...
the people that were squatting, are they the ones that beat him up?
No.
So it was some random strangers on the road
that knew that he had called the cops on the people, and they were calling him out for being a snitch.
And what did he do?
He was asking them, tell me why I'm a snitch. What am I a snitch for? You know what I'm saying? And so he got antagonized. He antagonizes back. And then
he was outnumbered.
He was outnumbered like a motherfucker.
And he thought he could run his mouth.
And he got beat up.
And he's from where?
Brooklyn.
He forgot the rules? Well, you saying all this sad shit. I'm trying to figure out if this motherfucker is from Brooklyn. He's from that shit. He's from that ilk. He know where his properties are, right? Like where they actually are. Okay.
Sure.
And a nigga on the street called you a snitch, and then you know in your head why they'd be saying this, correct? You know. Whether you agree or not is different, but you know why they're saying it, right?
Right.
So what was you even arguing about? Ain't Buckshot 60? Like, what are we talking about here?
He's 50 something and he's 5'3". He's a little
Like,
guy. You know what I'm saying?
So is it? No, absolutely. Get better, Buckshot. Like, nobody should be laid up and lose their life behind some bullshit. That shit is trash.
Of course.
But why you going word for word with some niggas on the street by yourself?
Time and place.
Beside the Bushwick Bill. Like, what are you doing? All right, I'm gonna be quiet.
It's valid. It's valid.
Okay.
Get better, Buckshot though.
Stop talking shit to niggas, bro.
Yo, you probably know more about the next subject, but your boy came home.
Who that? Who my boy?
Young Thug.
Thugger.
Came home. You are gonna take the lead on this one and talk about it because you have much more insight on it than I. I just know the boy came home. I know he got a crazy, like stringent, multi. Like what do you call it? I don't even know stipulations in his probation. My man, I don't even know if he could fart to the left right now without going back to jail. But but tell me, brother, and tell us what happened with Young Thug. Everybody's happy he came home.
Man, this motherfucker got 40 years. He pled guilty and got 40 years. 40 years
of probation?
40 years. Commuted to 5 years in prison. Commuted again to time served for 2. The fuck? This is gonna sound like I'm a hater. I'm sorry, y'all. I just do math.
40 to 5.
If you got enough evidence, and now this trial was a joke. The prosecution did some bullshit.
Yeah,
they did a lot of fuck shit trying to hem this nigga up.
Yeah, we talked about it on the show.
Yeah, and it wasn't working. And say what you will about how that shit played out. Whoever was supposed to snitch or didn't snitch, whatever the case may be, clearly they had a case, and clearly it fell apart in real time. And that's the prosecution problem, not Thug. His job is to not go to prison. His job is to try to stay free. Period. But if you get enough work on a nigga where you can give him 40 fucking years, why do you then commute it to 5 and then say we're gonna commute that even lower to 2 time served? And you are now on probation for 15 of them things. And if you do any of these things that are just normal, you're gonna go away and do 20. Hold up. How'd you get it? I'm sorry, hold up, bro. I'm trying to math. So you get sentenced and guilty and get 40 years. And then you get commuted to 5 years in prison. But that's reduced as time served. So 2 years.
So he was copping pleas the whole time, though, Black, to get this?
No.
Okay.
If you violate your probation for 15 years, you then go away for 20. I ain't never seen no shit like that. You heard? So his stipulations of probation. Now I will say this: them niggas could have put an ankle monitor on his penis. Cut the fuck up and just do that.
Right.
You got enough resources and money. You got a bad little joint waiting for you when you stepped out, right? You ain't even really got to do too much. Go sit down in the corner, Jeffrey. Enjoy your freedom. Enjoy your woman. Enjoy your money. Enjoy your family. Go do that. But niggas ain't gonna do that. Niggas gonna do something dumb. You know this is coming. So here's this setup, right? 15 years probation is damn near impossible because literally a traffic stop can get you hemmed up in the bing. When you on those kind of papers, y'all know this. Niggas that know, y'all know. A traffic stop, police interaction alone can be a violation of your probation. This man ain't supposed to promote no gang.
He can't record nothing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, there's a lot of way to use slang and shit in your song, but if you say the word slat and you're gonna drill somebody, they can just say that's some gang shit right there. So you should probably stop saying those things, right? He's supposed to stay out of Atlanta and the metro area for 10, unless somebody in his family dies, or somebody in his immediate family gets married and the wedding's in Atlanta. You know what I mean? That's it. Otherwise, stay the fuck away. He's got to do 4 charity events every year while he's on probation, saying stop the violence. I want to see how that goes. Imagine Young Thug doing a PG-13 concert 4 times a year. That sounds funny. But I think the most interesting thing about all this, bro, is that It's that if you fuck up in 15 years, you're gonna sit down for 20.
Stipulations.
Can somebody who is accustomed to living a certain kind of way, I know the answer is yes, but on some street shit, just chill the fuck out.
Right.
Prioritize your freedom, prioritize your kids, prioritize your family over whatever bullshit you think people want to see from you on social media. Can you do that to stay free?
If
that's what this boils down to me.
Yeah. If he can, I say he has a much greater chance because of some of the stipulations with the probation that he can't live in Atlanta. Because I think if you remove yourself from the element, that you have a better chance of succeeding and turning the page than if you were, if they okayed him staying in Atlanta.
Bro, you think Slimes is only in Atlanta?
No.
He everywhere.
No, I know, but it's easier.
Sorry, did he denounce his set in court and I didn't hear that?
No, but from what I was hearing though, he copped a plea to get this all done, and
he copped a plea without a deal.
Gotcha.
It was up to the judge to tell him what he was going to get. That was the whole plea. If I plead guilty, I lay myself at the mercy of the judge, and the judge decides whatever she wants to give me.
Got you. Okay, got you.
He didn't snitch.
He didn't snitch like Gunna did.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation.
Sorry. No, but I guess shout out to Young Thug. I'm very curious. I was listening to a podcast and they had the over under on how fast it'll be before a EP or a project is out. And the over under was 3 months.
I can see that. Yeah, now it's gonna be quick.
You think it's gonna be under 3 months?
Yeah, I do. You got to capitalize. You got to use that Momo and keep going with it. Yeah, I think so.
Under 3 months,
I think so.
It's what's gonna make it interesting is like because I think now he's got to do collabs with people that are non-threatening. So are we gonna see some chicks, some Bruno Mars?
Yo, would you stop?
Yo,
nobody said he can't go be with Lil Baby. Are you saying Lil Baby's in the game?
He's gangster, yo, crazy.
Is he in a gang?
I don't know if he's in a gang. They kicked him out the city. They did though, shot. They really did. Young Thug. What's the faction? What's the whole crew called?
YSL.
Yeah, that's what it is, Joey. The YSL crew. They out of Atlanta. It's Gunna. It's Young Thug. What was the other dude's name?
Ooh, Gunna?
No, there's Gunna, Young Thug. Wasn't there another guy?
It's like 20 of them.
I know, but there's like there's like 3 that are prominent. I'm just forgetting his name right now. You know better than me, bro. But anyway, YSL game.
4-2? What?
Huh?
4-2 Doug?
4-2 Dubs, one of them.
Yeah.
Yep. No, that's great for Young Thug. So I think you're gonna have an R&B album.
Bro, that's not happening at all. I just want this man. Listen, Jeffrey. You got resources, bro. Your lawyer did his job after making it look like he was going away forever. All right,
Facts.
Just sit down. You got 6 children, nigga. Like, just sit down. But he already on Instagram being weird. Like, you already on Twitter saying dumb shit to people. Like, what? You see Dirk about to do a life? They adding charges to Dirk jacket. They adding them because they keep uncovering evidence about what this nigga was doing. Like, sit the fuck down, bro.
Yo, Joey Joe says if Young Thug was smart, he would record under a new alias, which would be, but I just think they're on him like that.
It's not gonna change nothing, bro. Like your music registered under your name. You are who you are.
You know what I mean? Because it will be like your stage name is such
his voice in it.
Yeah.
The ruling is that you can't produce gang music under the moniker Young Thug. It's Jeffrey, nigga. Jeffrey Williams. Don't be talking no gang shit.
Yeah.
You know I'm saying?
Monster said, I wish you could bet on him fucking up. Like, what's the over under for you? What, like, is he going to fuck this up? Yes or no? Like, what do you think? You think it'll last 15 years of scot-free?
No.
He said no.
No, no, nah,
You don't see
nah,
it. You know
nah.
him better than I. You
Man, I
know,
don't know that nigga.
but like, I'm not into his music at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know him at all like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if
If
he's
he,
a big dummy or if he's like the streetwise dude. You know what I'm
he
saying?
just
Like,
need to go hang out with Drake in Toronto. Them niggas is friends. Just go hang with
facts.
Drake and pretend to be gangster, but do all that sim shit. Sit in your mansion and fuck with women and just do that.
You know,
Like I said, he got 6 kids. Like, just chill with them, nigga. Like,
word. That's a lot of kids.
and put out an album a year. Shoot your
Yeah,
videos. Go do your concerts. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Stop the violence concerts 4
yeah.
times a year for the next
So
15 years. That's a lot of fucking stop the violence concerts. How many different ways can Young Thug say stop the violence and no gang shit? Bro, every season for the next 15 years, every fall, winter, spring, summer, he got to do a stop the violence concert
he do.
for the youth.
He do. Well, he's probably gonna bang them all out in the summertime. That's what he's gonna do.
He
Do
can't.
4.
He can't, bro. He can't. He gonna go. Hold on. He gonna go on a stop the violence tour every year for 1 month.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, exactly. 1 a week. Yo,
Who the fuck
Joey,
going to
we're
that
not
concert?
wishing nothing. We're not wishing anything bad on anybody because karma is a bitch. But we're just talking about the likelihood of him actually adhering to these rules and stipulations. And Vanessa says he ain't gonna stay out of Atlanta for that long.
He can't. He can't. He can.
Peace
But he's
out,
not
Joey.
going to. You're not going to.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
Nah.
Man, so I had a chance to look at today's day on this website that I like to look at, and it like breaks down all of the hip hop happenings. And today was interesting. It was in 1973, November 12th, the Universal Zulu Nation was formed. If you can believe that, I didn't know that. I
That's
didn't
like
know
right
that.
around the time you was born, Gabe.
Yeah, about 3 years later, I was out. Tupac released his solo debut, Tupacalypse, on November 12th, 1991. It's kind of cool. And I have a side note for that because Tim Dog, famous for his diss track to NWA and the whole West Coast, he really lit the Bronx on fire, man. Like the East Coast on fire with this track. He had dissing the whole West Coast and NWA in particular. He dropped his solo album Penicillin on Wax the same exact day that fucking Tupac dropped Tupacalypse. So that probably didn't go too good for Tim Dog, man. Lil Kim released her debut album Hardcore on November 12th, 96. You know, so you're seeing November 12th, man, 11/12 kind of played out well. Eminem released his solo debut album. Do you know this? Do you know the name of Eminem's debut album?
You mean the one before the Slim Shady LP?
It was named Infinite. Yes, Infinite, 1996. Same day as Lil Kim, Eminem dropped his solo joint.
Yeah, but he's not that independently though.
Yeah, that did not go well for him. That did not go well for him, but that's okay. He made up for it. And guess what? Your favorite rapper, Jay-Z, released his 7th studio album, The Blueprint 2, The Gift and the Curse, on November 12th.
God, that album was hot ass.
2002. It had a couple of joints on it though.
30 songs too long, bro.
Yeah, but didn't that's the one that had Lucy for time in the morning.
No, that's the Black album.
Oh, that's the Black album. Yeah.
The Blueprint 2 got all those songs that you don't know.
The ones that we're not going to recite right now.
Yeah. The Gift and the Curse. Because remember, Blueprint 2 was after Nas smacked him up.
Mm-hmm.
Then he dropped this, still trying to get at him, and Nas was already done. He already finitoed that nigga. So, yeah.
Should have made one album. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
After the album was like, what the fuck is this, bro?
You know? Yo, so here's a bunch of topics that will just spark little conversations here along the way. But what I like to do for the finale is kind of just run us through the season. You know, we never really kind of done this before. So what I did was I took a little time And I just went back through the archives of all 33 episodes prior to this one and was just looking at the topics that we talked about, looking at some of the comments in there just to kind of get a gauge of what we was doing. And this year was very interesting, man. If you remember, I don't know if you remember this, but this season actually started out blackoutless.
That's correct.
Did you remember that? That's how the season.
You had kicked me off the show, and
we was
fighting.
fighting.
To come back till I apologize.
Right, like you had that eye thing that what I'm saying had to go down. Yeah, but in all seriousness, shout out to Hollywood Herb, and then I had the legendary Cool Kim. I don't know if y'all remember that, man. I had Cool Kim on the show, co-hosted this show with me, and that was super dope of him to do. So that's how the season started out. So shout out to Hollywood.
I still join the shows. You feel me?
You popped in real quick. Yeah. So that was the first 2 weeks. Then when you came back to the show full time, we were dealing with Diddy already, right? Yeah, Cardi was wilding with her baby daddy drama, right? And this is when we had to report about the boat that hit the fucking bridge. You remember that? The boat that hit the fucking bridge? What was that, Jersey? Was that Jersey?
It sounds like some Jersey shit, don't it?
Right? Was it Jersey? I feel like it was
Maryland, Baltimore.
It was a barge. It was like one of the big ass barge, and it was a big dock, and that shit hit the drawbridge. That shit was crazy. Remember all that? Then on 4/16, there was this talk about this brewing battle with Kendrick and Drake that was kind of getting a little attention at that time.
And what did I tell niggas?
Yeah.
What did I say?
You said Drake was going to win.
That's not what I said. I said it was going to be a draw.
You did. And it was not a draw.
It was not a draw. It was a draw until Kendrick came out and finished him. You feel me?
We spoke heavily that day about the war in Ukraine, and what that meant to us, and
going on.
And you were right, and it's still going on, and you were kind of educating the people on the conflict itself and why it was happening. So that was a really good show. A week later, we come out and we were like joking with the culture because it seemed like for all this talk about a battle happening, Chris Brown messed around and had the dopest diss track out for like a week and a half. Like, remember Chris Brown dropped the track,
Yeah.
That was late in April. Then later on, we had a really good discussion, bro, about AI and the development of that, where it could head to. We were talking about like copyrighting your voice and all that, and things were getting written by AI with the Chat GPT and all that. That was a dope conversation. Then we talked about, that's when we introduced Who Said What. We started doing Who Said What. That was pretty dope. Who Said What needs to come back. Agree?
Yeah, I don't know, because niggas was cheating.
You didn't like that? You didn't
like all the cheating niggas.
It was in Maryland, Bunky. Hey, what's going on? That's where it was. In Maryland was the
I said Baltimore.
Yeah, you did. What else was going on? So where we at? Kendrick and Drake started heating up. This is early May. And then remember dumbass King Combs? He started telling on himself and the peoples and all that.
You see what the fuck happened, didn't you? We was in the other house, dummies.
Yeah.
Not that one. That one.
Yep. And by this time, people were really debating on who they felt was winning the Kendrick Drake thing. And a lot of people were feeling Drake at this time. And then the next week, Diddy did that bullshit apology. Remember the apology where he was crying into the thing, or not really crying, but he was copping pleas into the laptop and his phone and all that. That came out in May. Yep.
Yeah, that was the worst moment of my life, and had to go to therapy and shit. And the way his fucking head be bob on, when he be lying like that, be like, I gotta do better. I gotta do a lot better. But I think my family and my daughters.
I don't believe nothing I'm saying right now.
My friends were sticking beside me. I'm sorry to whoever I may have hurt. It was just Cassie at that point. Just say Cassie, nigga. You did that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Then in early June on the 4th, we had a really good discussion about minimum wage. Remember that talk, and we were talking about how like it wasn't meant for you to be feeding your family and all that from these entry level jobs and service level jobs and stuff. That was an ill conversation. If y'all didn't peep that conversation is worth listening to again.
People still think that's what minimum wage jobs are supposed to do.
Yeah, no. That was a dope conversation, man. I think there was a lot of good takeaways. So that was June 4th. If y'all want to go check that one out. And then on 6/18, bro, we had our most viewed show for the season with Facebook only, not combining the VGN. Shout out to the Village Global Network, not YouTube, not Instagram, just Facebook. We hit a high of 561 on that one. And on that show was when we talked about Juneteenth and the creation of it and like what it meant to you and how I perceived it. You know what I'm saying? What my take was on it. We talked about respirations and we were talking about getting a house and land and stuff, right? So like when I was going through this, bro, we be chatting. Like, we definitely be chatting, brother. We talked about Nick basketball that day too, and I remember you saying, you were like, yo, we're one piece away, we just need that shooter, we need a big man who could shoot, and they just didn't do that. And then
we got one now.
Yeah, we do. And now we're what, 4 and 6?
Don't do that, bro. Don't do that. We ain't got no bench, man. It's one guy.
We 4 and 6. Is that where we are right now, for real?
I think we 4 and 5, but yeah.
All right. Yo, and then the third week of June, you know what happened?
What happened?
We did a live show. We did a live show. We were right here. And then yeah, that was I appreciated that show because that was kind of impromptu, but it just kind of worked out. On 7/2, we talked about the BET Awards being whack as hell.
Big whack.
And the presidential debate. And I think that's the one that Trump got Biden out of here. That's what we were talking about. Rick Ross got jumped in Vancouver. Do you remember that?
Did he get jumped? No one even jumped. He just got punched in the face and he just stood there and said, huh. That's what happened.
Middle of July, we talked about assassination attempts and all that. And then towards the end of July, that's when we got into the Sonia Massey. And that was a very emotional, emotionally charged episode. And I think we kind of put it all out there because like you felt the way from your perspective and I felt the way from my perspective. Like it was just wrong all the way around. And damn, man, that was crazy. So Sonia Massey, let's not let that name die. But that day, that's the day we talked about. That was June 23rd. Shout out to Bunky. I see she mentioned that because she was heavy in that conversation. I remember that.
Absolutely. And then the next week, I did Tea Time with Bunky.
Yep. The next week you did Tea Time with Bunky. Yep. And then it came out that Diddy had something to do with killing Tupac. Yep, a lot of Diddy.
At this point, Diddy's the fucking Loch Ness monster, and he's an alien who be probing y'all niggas.
I know.
Yeah, all right.
I know. The Olympics happened, and we was doing very well for the Olympics. We were talking about that. And then in September, bro, do you remember the fucking the pagers that were blowing up on people simultaneously across seas? Remember that?
Bro, it was only a few weeks ago. Of course I remember. I'm not old and senile.
That was the end of September. And then on the 9th of October, you and I opened the show with a dope conversation about friends and levels. Do you remember that? That was
a few weeks ago. Yes, I remember.
That was a dope conversation. I really appreciated that.
What was that conversation about? What was the outgrowing your friends? They all can't go?
Because do your responsibilities dictate what your friend circle is? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It turned into a really cool conversation. And then we we debated and had a all out almost on here. We're talking about the Paid in Full Foundation with Nas a few
Did
weeks
we
ago.
have an all out, or did I just walk all over that trash foundation? Matter of fact, why did he give some money? Never mind.
Man, but what a year. What a year, man. A lot has transpired this year. What were some of your favorite parts of this year, bro?
My favorite? I don't even know how to answer that.
It's all good.
The Sanya Massey conversation was meaningful. We're talking about this show. Yeah, I went to that show a dozen times. No cap. I share it. I get feedback about it. Very real, very authentic, very emotional. You know what I'm saying? You talk about just my favorite moment of a year, just life. My daughter, like, what's better than that, bro? Like, she's the best. She's the best kid ever conceived. She's better than all the other kids ever born on the planet, including myself. That's just what it is. And bro, just the fact that season 6 with the homie, the blessings, bro. Just the reason we can have these conversations is because we still here.
Facts.
And in so many different ways you gotta look at that. Like, we talked about the pandemic and people ain't make it from the pandemic. It's not here no more, right? Folks go outside and they get got. People just die. People get spun on. Like, the world can be cruel. Niggas die from heart disease. Like, it don't even matter. Like, you just can get up out of here real quick and you not even know it's your time, right? That's how it works. So it's a blessing to be able to log in on a Tuesday and be like, I'm gonna talk shit my homie for like an hour and some change.
Yeah.
So a little ways after my daughter, but like, number 2 is just killing my bro and chilling with the people, man.
All right. That's what's up, man. I see that. My favorite part of the season, I think, was the creation of the game.
You're welcome.
The game, man. I really liked it. Shout out to Vanessa. She actually took home some bread from that and all that. But I did like the Who Said What segment. I thought it was a fun thing to do. I think it was perceived and received well. So shout out to that. I like how the way we have conversations in the beginning of the show. I like how there were some shows where that initial topic ended up bleeding into, and we we not dragging it because everybody's like talking with us, but I like how it turned into a whole topic for the show versus just a quick little blurb in the beginning. I mean, we did that a couple times this year, so those were fun. And one thing I want to do, Black, man, I think it's almost necessary, but I could be talked out of it. But in some way, shape, form, or fashion, bro, I think the people really like when we talk about like music. As much as like the people hate what we're saying who made it, everybody else likes it. You know what I'm saying? So in some way, shape, or form, we got to get back there. It doesn't have to be 3 the hard way. It could be a new twist on it, but like, yeah, man, I would love to know what y'all think. Peace, senior, peace. Shout out to BGN.
Listen, if you want to do more content, just tell Senior G and Same cut the check. They give me the bag. We make all the shows you want, bro.
Yeah, man. Yo,
look, I hear you, but you already know my thought around that. I'm not opposed. But I'm on harmony, bro, and positive vibes and positive energy. So if you could do it in a way where you don't got to lose no more friends, I'm down for it.
I know that's the tough part, man. That's the tough part. Shout out to everybody, in the area that's got stuff coming out. I know Ice the God's got stuff coming out. I'm actually gonna be sitting down with him in a few days, actually, and checking out his new project. I know Andromeda got some new stuff out there. There's a few people around the way. There's this one release that actually never happened. I can't remember who it was.
No, sometimes life says I'm here, and you got to just deal with that.
Gotcha.
But I will also tell you that while this may not matter to you in this moment, work has been completed on that.
Okay.
and the balance of what needs to be done from a
Mhm.
production perspective is already done. Well, I actually settled that up this weekend. Me and the homie went and locked in and finished up that production. So it's there.
Mm.
But we got to make sure we got time to breathe. So life is lifing. It's important to let life sometimes.
Mhm.
I know the people been waiting. I know
Mhm.
it's been a year and a half and niggas want that work. I got you.
Did Remy take your head off on this one? Is that why it's not coming out?
Would you stop?
Is that what happened?
You couldn't even begin to get that off with me, especially when you know what I did to my bro. Shout out to Remy.
Is that? I think that's what's happening. I think you're stalling. Black. I think Remy came with it, and you don't like it this time.
Came with what?
With bars.
How could we? Can I ask you a question? How
What?
could you possibly have that stance?
Yo, you said
When you
where
have the
Rem at,
evidence.
man? Bring him in here.
When you have the evidence of how filthy it can get. I said this
Listen.
before. I'll say it again.
Say it.
I don't think I'm the best rapper of all the times on the entire planet. I don't think I'm the most creative person with wordplay of all the times on the entire planet.
Mhm.
What I've always said was, I think I'm really good at making songs
Mhm.
and finding waves and what works
Mhm.
on a track, on a record. I think I'm
Mhm.
really, really good at that.
Mm.
And I think that when you compare that next to just people who can rap, there is a difference.
Mm.
There's a difference in that. If you want to listen to niggas just rap and get it in, URL exists.
Mm.
The corners exist. The ciphers with you and your mans drunk as fuck exist.
Mm.
I feel like when people go to music, though, they're not going there for lyrical miracle no more. They're going there for a certain kind of vibe.
They are going for vibes.
So when it comes to making a song, not just rapping, making a song,
Mhm.
I am him. I'm really good at that.
All right.
Proof is in the pudding.
Did you get smoked on this, man? Like, listen, it's okay, Black. You know
All right,
what I'm
let me
saying?
ask you
Remmy's
this.
a really good rapper. You know
Did
what
I
I'm saying?
get
Don't
smoked
feel
in the-
ashamed.
Hold up. No. We can talk about it.
Don't be ashamed.
Did I get smoked on Remy Black?
No.
What happened? Oh, now you quiet. No, speak with your chest. Speak. What happened in the last project?
I just said Remy got to get his get back.
No, what the hold up? Why do he need to get back? Why does he need to get back?
I feel you may have edged him out on the first one.
Don't hold up. Don't add no qualifiers to my shit. Tell me what happened, bro.
I think that you outbarred him on it.
Do you think that that's the prevailing thought in the area?
I think Remy don't like that, and he try to outbar you this time.
That's fine. That ain't what I asked you though. Do you think the prevailing thought is that I got off in the last project?
Nah, because you got a bunch of haters, so they all said Remy, but it wasn't
lie.
true. It wasn't
I
true.
even talked to these niggas. They know he got smoked. So yeah, shout out. Talking about bro, he can't defend himself in the video. Shout out to my bro Remy though. We know the vibes. Listen, as I've always said before, and I ain't got a cape for the bro. He already know the energy. But like that nigga got a mean pen.
He does.
Wanted them. So when you get on a record with him 10, 11 times, you got to come with it.
Any flow.
Absolutely.
He got a flow for that pen.
Absolutely.
Can I ask you something? I'm a little mad at my peers and my friends. I don't really have friends. So I just, you guys are just acquaintances and people I know. But why ain't nobody tell me about Big X the Plug, man?
You like Big X the Plug?
Yeah. And why ain't nobody told me about him?
What do you like about Big X the Plug?
Big X the Plug to me is Uncle Murder and Killer Mike in the same.
No, the fuck he is not. Killer Mike can rap.
Yeah, he can
rap.
Are
you serious?
You don't like Big X the Plug?
I didn't say I didn't like him. I said, why are you comparing him to niggas that can rap?
That's what he sounds like. He sounds like that. His voice, literally, voice,
not how he actually raps.
No.
What do you think about his pen?
He's all right. He is much so a person who could get into the pocket, kind of like what you were just saying. Like he sounds good over big time production, like like really known samples and shit. He sounds really good over that. So like his album. I'm saying like he's not gonna lyrical miracle over anybody else.
Anything?
But I like what he be talking. I like the
vibe too.
Take Care is a dope album, man.
Okay.
Big X the Plug. I had to
I think
find
the
out on my
reason
own.
I think the reason why I didn't bring up Big X the Plug is because I didn't think you would like him. He's vibe music. Now I did bring up Doechii, and you said you would do some homework. And
I did.
You do?
I did. Back in
Jeez.
the day, there was
Nice.
a young lady who came out who was very dope, very introspective, and able to convey her feelings. Her
Lady
name was
Rage.
Bahamadia,
Oh, okay.
and I didn't like her. I couldn't stand like the way she flowed. It like bothered me. You know what I mean? So she wasn't for me, but I recognized she was dope, but just not for me. And it's kind of how I feel about Doechii. Reminds me of Bahamadia. I hate that fucking. And I was on the time of the thing, and I didn't know what I was saying. I hate when people flow like that, man.
Did you hear the other 15 songs that don't sound like that?
I hated it. Yeah, I listened to the whole joint. I listened to she just how she sounds, man. She's good. She is dope in her own right, but it's just I can't listen to 15 tracks of that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm gonna need another sample. Can you give me an EP with 5 joints on it next time? Because this 15, 16 track shit, that is not it. That shit took up way too much space on my phone. Like,
y'all hear this bullshit? This is when you know somebody's on one.
I like Big X the Plug, and I did not like Doechii.
You are no longer an authoritative voice on hip-hop music, sir. That's over for you now. All right. How do you feel about that? Hanging it up.
Says you.
You didn't like Nissan Altima.
Maybe there was a couple of joints on there. Let me bring it up. Hold up, because I definitely did. I had it in the whip.
Deny It Was a River. You ain't like that. Like, what we talking, bro? Gabe be just saying shit, y'all to fuck with me. On my soul. Gabe, you don't like good music?
I love good music.
Boiled Peanuts didn't go crazy to you?
That's not the first track, is it? I hope not.
No. That's Stinkapoo.
Yeah, it was poo. Let me listen. What the fuck? Oh yeah, this is the one with the beat that I like. Yeah. Boiled Peanuts got a dope like 90s vibe to it with the beat.
Marched on that shit, bro.
You love that, huh? You like that? You just like her voice then. I don't like her voice. That's my problem.
I don't just like her voice. I like her as an artist. I think she's super dope. I think that project is very creative. I think there's a reason why it's up for album of the year.
It is up for album of the year.
Yeah,
it is.
It's fucking good.
Yeah, no, I know. I started this all saying that I recognized her dopeness. You know what I'm saying?
Bullshit. You compared it with Bahama Mama. Like, you know what I'm saying? Who does that, bro? All right.
Listen. Who you think's gonna get? Listen, they is Kendrick just gonna is he just gonna like sweep it?
No, he'll get some, obviously. You can't deny what that man has done this year.
Is it just off one song?
Bro, yeah.
Yeah, right?
He didn't put out an album, so yeah, it's off the song.
Because like the 2 other songs, you know, Meet the Grams and the other shit, that's not getting any notoriety.
You talking about Euphoria?
Push, yeah, Euphoria, Meet the Grams, Not Like Us. That's how it goes, right?
Well, there's the other one. The Whatever Time in LA.
Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah. But this is he's getting all this push for Not Like Us though. There's really nothing else to say about that, right?
I mean, what do you mean by that? There's nothing else to say. What do you mean by that? Like
I think he's gonna sweep the Grammy.
Everything that's coming. Oh, and also Like That. He's also on Like That and getting the award for that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that the one where he set it all off on?
No.
Where he said,
you mean Start Off the Beef?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ain't no big 3, it's just Big Me.
That's right.
Right. So, man, I fuck with Kendrick. I really do. You know what I'm saying? But he had the biggest moment of the year. So does that afford you to all the awards? I guess.
If the award is Song of the Year, yes.
Yeah.
If the award is Impact Moment of the Year, yes.
Songwriter though?
Not? Huh?
Songwrite?
Yes. How could it not?
Songwriter of the year?
You wrote that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the song of the year.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you saying this because you're just kind of like tired now?
A little bit. And I was kind of hoping that he would parlay all of that momentum into some other project, but there's just like a tease of one, but there's not one.
Right. It's coming. But yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
that would have been dope if this would have all bled into like a super dope EP. Give me like 6-7 songs and some dope shit.
I get that.
You know, but he didn't do that. He kind of left it all alone. So I don't know. I don't know how y'all feel about Kendrick. Y'all think he's overrated? You think Kendrick's overrated?
No.
No?
No. I think you are rated as people I think you're rated in the way that people feel about you. So how can that be over or under? Yeah, there's a general consensus of what I mean. So right, wrong, or indifferent, we all have our opinions and our own taste in music and art and things of that nature.
Sure.
But how can you be overrated if the masses think that you are rated high?
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. That's how consensus works.
Right.
Like you can like it's the definition of the word. Like you're rated what you should be rated.
Right.
Because art is subjective.
It is.
Objective.
It's true. It's true.
Now you can say that Bob Cousy's not as good as Michael Jordan because the stats tell you that. That's objective. So yes, Bob Cousy is the GOAT. That would be an overrated statement to make. But this picture looks better than that picture. The fuck?
Right.
If that's the general consensus. What makes fucking a Warhol even more impressive than a 5-year-old fingerprint? People say that it is. That's it. Consensus.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Man, so we do return. If I read it right, and I don't know if Shad is still in the building, but we'll be returning on the 27th of November for the Battle of the Podcast.
Whoa. When is that?
11/27. I saw on the flyer.
What? You sure?
Yeah.
What is happening with niggas?
I don't know. He changed it to the 27th. He went from the 8th to the 27th.
Thanksgiving?
That's what it looked like to me. He said 11/27. But, isn't Thanksgiving
the 28th?
Yeah, I think they do Wednesdays, right?
Yeah, but like niggas travel and get missing.
All right. So he might have to change the date then. So either way, you're going to see us on Battle of the Podcast. It might be in early December, like the original date. So we'll talk. You can talk to him in the chat too. That's where he put it. And then like Black was alluding to, we may pop in, man, with come and say what's up on a December Tuesday or a January Tuesday and see how the people feeling out here and talk about some things, wrap up maybe some football talk and all that and whatever music came out. So, that might be dope. But, man, I just want to take another moment to shout out, like the Brian Sables of the world who watched it or listen to this regularly on the streaming platforms. Shout out to the truck driver, I forget your name right now, who rocks us on the way home.
Pause. He doesn't rock me.
He be playing the podcast on his way home.
Yes, he streams the audio of the podcast through a device. Yes, he doesn't rock me, y'all.
He be rocking Black, yo. He be
rocking him. Rocking gay. You rocking me, bro.
Listen, shout out to Angie who actually making this show possible, right? So shout out to her. Shout out to the dogs who keep me going every day. Shout out to your side of the world, like Samaya and you and all that. So shout out to King Blakout being a great co-host.
That's what I need to get to. All right, now you got there. Keep going. I just didn't know how I came behind the truck driver and the dogs.
The listeners come first, man.
The dogs. So it's you, the listeners.
Why is it me though?
The truck drivers, puppies. Then me.
Yeah, puppies. Listen, you should be honored to be anywhere around the puppies, man. Listen,
wow,
those are my whole life and being my heart. But listen, it's dope to have completed a 6th season with you, brother. Like I always say, I feel like you're one of them people in this world that is wise beyond his years. And I always appreciate the perspective. Half of this show is me posing a question to you to get your perspective on it. You know what I mean? And it's by design, but I've come to appreciate it, and I look forward to it. And I think that's what makes the show dope. I think other people look forward to it too. They want to hear, what you're going to say to what I'm asking. And then they want to hear the retort on my side. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes we're in unison, sometimes we're on opposite sides, but either way, the conversation is always dope. So I just want to say I appreciate you for, always providing your insight, man.
I didn't give you no more flowers because at the beginning of the year, I gave Gabe flowers for like 3
I got
episodes.
flowers.
I remember that for like 3 episodes. I was going in, I was bigging up.
It was like 4 episodes.
He was potting. I was doing all that. So I'm gonna just let myself take this in. It feels good. You know what I'm saying? I gotta let y'all know, by the way, when I told Gabe we gotta do this show, he dubbed me, right? He dubbed me at first. I had to spin the block a couple months later, like, yo, we should really do this show. Like, why you acting like a weirdo? Type shit. I think Gabe didn't think I knew anything about anything. He judged me.
That's not true.
Man, he's like, fuck you know. Oh, what are we gonna talk about, bro? Like, what's the top? See, the name of the show is actually the question that Gabe asked me when I said we should do a show. What the fuck are we gonna talk about? And I was like, bro, it's a great name for a show. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. I named the show. Y'all stop playing. But the point being is that 6 seasons down, bro. It's always fun, and I'm looking forward to season 7.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe I'll make a new theme song.
Maybe
KO comes out of retirement.
That's a fact.
With a quick 4 bars.
That's quick 8.
Are you committing to 8 bars?
I'll commit to 8 bars. Thank you, Senior. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Senior. You gonna do 8 bars?
Yeah.
Oh, hold up. Are you gonna do 8 good bars? Like, are you just gonna say bullshit before measures? Like, what you?
As good as the chocolate bar was, brother. Yes.
Okay. Is Angie gonna do the ad libs on your 8 bars?
No.
Hold up. No. Don't dismiss this so quickly.
No.
If Angie
does
your ad libs on the new intro song,
all right, super fire.
That'll be super duper fire. Yeah. Angie, you need to do the ad libs on Gabe record, and if you don't know what the ad libs are, Gabe can tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like you gotta put that Angie Riz on it. Put that Riz on it. Give it that Sigma aura. You feel me?
Listen, I would not be mad at that. We could definitely work that out.
You heard it here first. Verse from Angie on the intro. What's up?
Season 7. That's crazy.
It's a lot, bro. It's a lot, though.
This was episode number 230.
Man, I was gonna ask you how many things we got in the chamber. Mm-hmm. See, I'd be like this 230 ain't the same as other 230s. Angie, by the way, that's exactly what ad-libs are. Hype man shit. So it's perfect for you. It's exactly what we need you to do. Yeah. 230 things. That's respectable, that's honorable type of shit. And I would say we got at least 100 good ones. Mm-hmm. Right?
At least
expand 400. Like Roger Evans type shit, right? Yeah. I bet. I seen somebody bring up the they were giving advice about people who pod on their show. I ain't say no names, but they were like on episode 31 of this show that they do like 4 times a week. So basically, they just started and was like, "We already got 30 of them in. Some of y'all don't make it to 30." It's like, bro, you've been doing this for like 3 weeks. The volume of shows that you do. But it was very I'm sorry, y'all. It was very interesting watching them give advice to everybody who wanted to do what they do.
Oh,
they were the professionals.
Gotcha.
And not everybody got that riz that they had.
Did they mention where they got inspired from?
They did not mention the inspiration, but you could tell. You could tell. Yeah, you could tell.
Listen,
yeah.
Go ahead.
What's up?
I stay inspiring.
Ooh.
I see all my.
Are you saying that all your competition, all your ops were inspired by you? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. The thing is, I don't have any ops though. I think that's pretty clear, right? Like nobody does what I do, right?
Ooh, Talking big shit. Here we go. This is the game that I like. Go ahead, bro. Get your shit off.
No, but I mean, it's pretty clear. I don't think I'm saying anything out of pocket when I say I'm one of the better interview people, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just know how to talk to people. No. So it's a natural trait of mine. And, you know, I think I make it look too easy, my friend. You know what I'm saying? And everybody want to jump on and do it. But how don't they watch themselves back and go, oh, no, this don't look like what fucking like.
Is it a humble brag if you're not being humble? I don't think it's a humble brag. I just think it's this game on the soapbox. Gabe, go ahead, bro. Take these next 15 seconds. Tell everybody why you the godfather of 845 podcast. Go ahead.
Listen, I'm not the godfather, but I am very relevant. I've been here. It's 2018. Finally TV, and you know, more than 100 episodes in A Voice of the Valley, and you know, just go and watch 3 or 4 of them. Watch one from the beginning, one from a little bit later, one from a little bit later. You'll see the progression. The interview style is while it might not be unique in the world of media, it is I want to say perfected because there's always room for improvement, but it has been mastered by me. Like, I know how to have a conversation and do an interview and the person feel like I never really asked them a question. We were just chatting. That's the beauty in my Voice of the Valley conversations and interviews. You know what I'm saying?
I wish I could see this very long, multiple hour interview I did with Gabe. that for some reason went into the aether when a certain memory card got corrupted.
Word. It did,
because I was smoking that shit, bro.
We did good. That was a great. That was an album review interview.
It was.
Yeah, man.
No, Gabe, like spot on, bro. Yeah, and you already know this about yourself. So sometimes it comes across as big headed when you just state facts. You and your Snapple shit. But the reality is, man, you one of those ones, bro. And the reason why we here, you know what I mean, is because you did the same thing with me, and that conversation just happened so naturally and organically. It just made sense that I felt that we would have a good back and forth. You know what I mean? As that young fine black man, right? And Unc, I thought the show would just work. You know what I'm saying?
Here we are. At the end of the sixth season.
Here we are getting off the lawns. What's up?
You know?
Nah, bro, but you already know, man. Like it doesn't make sense with anybody else, bro. This is just what we do. And
yeah, man.
I think that foundation is super solid. Right? I think those conversations are entertaining and they're needed sometimes, and they can be organic, and they run the gambit, and we just kind of come here and do what we do. And I wasn't taking this time to really like, you know, cape for ourselves, but just to say, like, there is something about showing up and showing out every single week for however long you do that, for whatever your season looks like, and trying to maintain a bar. So, like Angie just took the words out of my mouth. Flowers. Sometimes you gotta sit back and just let it marinate. So, I know that there's some things we want to do for season 7, bro, and I'm here for those changes. You feel me? I know it's time to refresh the theme song. So as long as Angie get her Uncle Murder shit, you can make that happen. You feel me? But like, salute to us, brother, for doing this since before the pandemic, and still being around post pandemic. When a lot of the other shows that started before us, I mean, they pop up every now and again for some reason. With an episode or two, they just disappear again. Whatever the fuck that looks like. But we outside.
We outside. We here. Outside. Well, Black, all the best to you. I know I'll be talking to you soon, but as far as on air and all that, I'll see you in a few weeks. And then hopefully in person, you know, we make that happen too. And I just want to say again, thanks to all the people that listen to this, all of y'all. I really do appreciate you. If you want to see more of this, you can go ahead and hit that rewind. It's on every streaming platform. You can watch Finally TV, YouTube, and Facebook. It's all right there for you to watch. Be on the lookout for some new Voice of the Valleys coming out. I got something coming up with Ice the God really soon. So you want to be, that's going to be dope, man. Black, man, I'm done. I'm good. What we talking about? Season 6. Say Cabo, brother.
I got Call of Duty for free. You also could have got Call of Duty for free, but you wanted to be bougie.
Gotta have that PlayStation.
Don't be bougie. Save yourself $70. Get an Xbox. And shout out to our not sponsor, Do Say. Because without us, no one would drink your shit anymore. Everybody's in Reposado. All right. So I need a bigger bag. If I'm going to keep drinking this shit on this show, I need a bigger fucking bag.
Thank you.
Switching up to Don Julio.
That's
All right. All right. So until next season, nigga,
yeah. We out.
we out of here.
Hey.